Hello, my name is Connor. It's very sunny out. 今日の動画では Fennel の mixed up について話してます。So in this video, I am going to be talking about the second EP from the band Fennel. Now, if you don't know who Fennel is, this is actually my second video on them. I believe I made my first video about maybe 5 or 6 months ago, around the time when I started my channel, and I said back then that their first EP called Slowdown is a 10 out of 10 and probably my favorite EP of all time. Fennel is actually the side project of the bassist from Trico. Her name is Hiromi Hirohiro Sagane. And so as she is the bassist for Trico, she is also the bassist here, and she is also accompanied by 3 other members who I'm never really able to find a lot of information on, so I really can't name drop them, unfortunately. But this is something of a special episode because 2 years ago, I was in Japan and I went to go see a Fennel show at Shimokitazawa. And so, what I have had this entire time is a sealed copy of this EP that I'll be talking about. I said, you know what, why don't we just open it and make a video? And also, I have been wanting to talk about this for a while, so it all just kind of lined up. So I believe I got this for 2,000 yen, which is maybe in now money like $16, and it was definitely worth it. But I really wanted the CD of the first EP, but that's been out of stock for like 4 years, and I don't think they ever actually restocked it either. So there's pretty much no chance in hell that I'll actually be getting my hands on that anytime soon. Okay, so on vocal, chorus, and bass, we do have Hirohiro, and then one of the guitarists is named Kotaro Baba, and then the other is named Arisa Katsu, and the drummer is named Masayuki Yamazaki. And it is partly arranged by Hiromi and partly arranged by Sohei Mishima from Cinema Staff, which is actually pretty cool. It is recorded and mixed by Sohei Mishima from Cinema Staff, and I did not know this, track 4 is actually recorded and mixed by Takaki Mino from the band Toe. So that's actually kind of dope. I had no idea. Which song is number 4? Oh, okay. Yeah, so number 4 is the lead single for this. That makes so much sense. That is so cool. And actually here, I think that should be pretty good, right? Maybe? I think we're gonna leave it right here next to my other little Trico trinket. Okay, so let's talk about the first song. It is super cool. It is called Life on the Run. And immediately, I have to say this. Credit where credit is due. The intro riff to this song, and thereby the album, is so hard. It is so cool. It kickstarts this EP so strongly. And because of that, this song has just always kind of been seared in my memory because it is such a strong start. On top of that too, this intro song just also features some of Hiromi's slickest lyrics to date. Though also, I do feel like that's pretty much true for the whole EP, honestly. Like on this opening song, for instance, she says, I want to throw away everything I'm capable of. I don't want to go to Shibuya anymore. And I just really love her enunciation of that in the song right at the start. It goes hard, and like I said, it's so slick, and it just sounds nice and punky. It's fantastic. I love this. And also, while we're on this topic, the following song called Glider also has some awesome lyrics on there too. In particular, I really like the chorus, which is actually in English, which is also really nice to actually have because Hirohiro actually uses a lot of English a lot of the time, and I think that is super cool as a native English speaker, especially for someone who also has to do a lot of translating. That is much appreciated. So anyway, the chorus on Glider is the following. Let's go on a journey somewhere with some heavy luggage. I want to go to the place that I can view of the sea. Let's go on a journey with some heavy luggage. I want to see the world that I have never seen. And man, there is just something about that that is so like intoxicating in a way. I feel like it is such a common sort of daydream of just escapism from your everyday life. And that is just something that I think is really easy to connect with. And I think that's really something that Hiromi is actually pretty fantastic at when it comes to songwriting. And it's because of this that I actually wish that she was the lead singer for a lot more of her songs with Trico, because I really like her voice. I love the way she sings, but she never really gets her chance to shine in that band, unfortunately. I will say though, her one kind of solo song in that band's discography is called Diver, and it's probably one of my like top 3 favorite songs of their entire catalog because I love her vocals on it and I love how evocative her lyrics are, and I'm so happy she has a solo project. Anyway, you know what else I want to talk about? the slick ass guitar riffs on this EP, oh my god. Because of the guitar riffs on songs like Life on the Run and on Glider, these songs are just so memorable even 2 years later after their release. However, one thing I should mention is actually that a lot of the guitar work on here isn't quite the same as it was on that first EP. Here on this EP, I find that the songs are not as fast-paced, and you might even say that they are slower-paced for that reason. On this EP, I find that a lot of the songs either trudge or they dawdle. And I don't really mean that in a negative way. I do just think that it is noticeably different from that first EP. I feel like in general, all of the songs here just sound heavier. That said though, I do like the sense of levity that adds to all of the songs on this EP. Case in point, the final 2 songs on this EP are titled All Right and Dive Deep. And they are these like very airy and slow love songs, and I just think that really fits the whole vibe that the band really set out for. So what's my favorite song here? It's easily the lead single, Confess. My thoughts on this one are that, holy hell, the guitar and the drums and the bass here are unreal. Seriously, this might be some of my favorite percussion from anyone ever. And then of course, Hiromi herself just has this awesome energy on this song too. She is kicking ass with her bass on this one. And while we're already talking about her, I should also mention how she sounds on the chorus too. It is so cool. I want to read that for you right now. High-speed rotation. It cries out loudly from my chest. High-speed rotation. It's about to burst out. And then the lyrics on the bridge are just so slick too. It's confess, confess to you, confess, confess to you, which is of course a callback to the song from her prior EP called Supergirl, in which she says, you don't have to push yourself too hard anymore, do you. So on that one you have do you, and on this one you have to you, and she says it in the same way, and I kind of like how she's making that her trademark lyric segments, maybe phrase, I guess, like sung phrase. And honestly, there's a lot on here that I think sounds super cool, but I think you should listen to it for yourself. It's not very long, but there are so many fantastic songs on here. I guess considering that this is currently half of their entire current discography, I feel like if you check this out, you would probably know whether you like the sound that this band has or not, which honestly, I'm pretty sure you will. I feel like if you like other math rock bands or other punk bands or other indie bands or maybe even some Japanese shoegaze bands, you're gonna like Fennel. Fennel's really, really cool, and I have been hounding for their debut album for like 4 years now. But considering Hiromi had a child like 8 months ago, it's probably still on the way, and I can't really fault her for that, but man, I want this. I want this more than anything, man. There is one negative with this album though. I don't like the mixing on here as much as I do as on that first EP. One thing I mentioned in my review for that EP was that mixing is so good, it changed how I listen to music, and unfortunately I can't say the same thing about it on here. It's still good, but it just sounds so much more muddy compared to the mixing on that first EP called Slowdown. So yeah, unfortunately this is just kind of a step down, I think. With all that said, I am going to rate this an 8 out of 10. I think it's a fantastic successor to Slowdown, but I mean, considering I gave that a 10, that was gonna be a hard act to follow up. So I feel like this probably could have reached a 9 had the mixing been better, but I also feel like some of the songs just are not as catchy as pretty much any of them on that first EP. But I have to say, I love Confess, I love Glider, and I love Life on the Run. I'm just not crazy about the other ones, so because of that, I am knocking it down just a little bit. Despite that though, this is still a fantastic EP with some fantastic songs on here, and I really think if you like Japanese rock in general, you are going to love this. And then if you like this, you have to listen to Slowdown. Like I keep hammering home in this video and in my first one, it is fantastic. It is life-changing, at least for me. But I mean, like, hey, check this out. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Go watch that or listen to the other one, and then maybe comment here too and say, yeah, you were right. That was really good, because I'm pretty sure I am right. Well, I guess even if you don't want to listen to it, thank you for watching. I appreciate the one little view count. So with that said, thank you so much. Please check out this album, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.